It is time for some FACEIT League. We're in NA Master. We're going to stay Master Division here for the remainder of Week 7. We've got Uni-A taking on InControl tonight. Uni-A coming, fresh off of another match. So, just finished up a Map 5 series that started roughly 3 hours ago. Uni-A coming in 7-3, coming off the back of that win. InControl 6-5, doing damn well. This is a team that finished 4th in both the standings in regular season for Expert Division in Season 4, as well as 4th in playoffs in Season 4. One of the graduating class, that is doing extremely well. In fact, most of the graduating class coming out of Season 4 are doing phenomenal. But, Tapure, Medor, Ilios, Artemis, and then InControl, all coming up this season, or within contention for playoffs. That'd be considered 8. So, top 8 will make playoffs. Which does also make this a fairly important match. So kind of going back to what I was saying just a second ago, this is the match that just finished. So 5-mapper, Uni-A goes up 2-0, and then Region threatens the reverse sweep. Now, so Uni-A coming off of a 5-map series, they have had a little bit of a rest. I've had an hour, or a little bit. That was 3 hours ago was the start time of this. I don't know exactly how long the match went, but you got to imagine they had at least an hour, hour plus. Is it fatigue? Is it warm-up for Uni-A? Playing back-to-back matches like that, a bit unusual for FACEIT League. One of the favorites I had, as the number 1 seed coming in, lost a couple of matches you probably wouldn't have expected him to, losing that opener to Artemis. Again, we always chalk that one up to Artemis has a ton of history together and a ton of synergy together. Uni-A were coming in with a fresh back line here into Season 5, so, probably still working out some of the details there, working out some of the comms and stuff. But a little bit later, lost to Dreamland. We expect Dreamland to be a top team. But losing to Extinction Zero, Extinction Zero are awesome. This was a team that was S&V last season. They weren't awesome last season. They are doing much better here in Season 5. But still, I think a match that we would have anticipated Uni-A to take. They have put up 2 fantastic dubs since, though. Taking this win today over Yab is enormous. It's absolutely enormous. They were your number 1 seed coming into this. Shared. It is shared. They have 2 more games played than both Alternate and Dreamland. Now, taking a quick look at InControl. Have been consistent. Have been solid. Are losing to the teams above them. Beating some of the teams around them, like Extinction Zero. I got a win over Artemis, who have been red hot this season. Caught a struggling Shikigami. Lost to Boot Troop, I guess, is the only one that is that one's a little questionable. There is a loss to Midori in there as well, though. So that would be the other exception. So lost to Midori, lost to Boot Troop. Oh, hey, we are at top of the hour. Let's go, we got a BAP ban there from InControl. Uni-A starting off in the attack as we are going to head into Oasis for map 1. Fairly as expected lineups here from what we've seen recently. We have Key leading the way. Zuero, I believe, has been playing more recently. I think Kaori was playing flex support for this team before. I believe that's flex support. I have to go back and check my notes. With Key up front and Benny and Mick as your deeps. That's to be expected. Was Mick part of the Wizard Cat squad? I know the rest were, as were PZ and Kaori. It wasn't a recent ban, by the way, there from InControl. Or from Uni-A, We're ready to get into Oasis here for our first map. We're starting off on University. Let's get into it. It's time for some Overwatch. Alright, we're getting the Mara Cop with a Bapple Juno. A Bird Juno to back it up. Ivory and Unia playing in the hazard. Oh, and Ivory and Lich just get caught immediately. Benny able to find a great early pick and wicked first fight here out of InControl. Flawless. Ivory on the Sojourn here. Yeah, versus the Freya from Benny. Both of our Flex CPS opted for the Genji. Lich, one of the best in the reason. And one of the big reasons we had Unia so highly placed, or had such major expectations from this team. And you see a wonderful collapse there on the right hand side, claims some high ground. Ivory's a bit low, but still manages to find that kill on the Benevolence. 5v3 will grant the flip over into Unia's favor. Lynch is going to chase the rest of the team out. Benny leading the server in ult charge, which we've kind of come to expect from our Freyas these days. Kaori sub DPS. Oh, that's right. Clover coming in for support. Rest of the team's from Wizard Cats. Okay, cool. Thank you, Peasy. Thank you. That's right. That's right. I do that every time. Every time I always get Kaori confused with as a support player. I do that every time. I think I did that when we were doing power rankings and everything. I don't know how that got ingrained into my bro. Was it because like they played? Wasn't that the key? Like they played Flex support once, and then since then I've always thought they were a Flex support player. Is that Kaori? Typically a DPS player, but like subbed into Flex support one game, and now my brain just won't dislodge that. I think that's Kaori. I appreciate the clarification, Pizzy. There's the big run-in from Key. Takes the long stride, but immediately Graveyard just drops the Kitsune Rush of Death. Fox just walked out with a death certificate. Had you sign it. Such a cute little fox, too, was carrying a death certificate in its mouth. You know? It was kind of creepy in its cuteness. Immediately sealed the fate of Key in that fight. But back and forth we continue. It doesn't seem like either team able to hold control just yet. At least not definitively. Was just the one ultimate invested before. Ivory's going to open up with this overclock here, but here comes Mick, and Cage has been laid down. Looks to have caught at least a few. I see numerous changing there, but what a downpour. That's one hell of a response for a massive Cage fight out of Key. But Santana's able to trump them one down with an even bigger downpour. Lich with enormous cleanup on the back of that fight as well. Oh, well, let's get a Lich Blade. We already missed the kill on Azuero. Ooh, gets beat down by Benevolence. Well, actually kind of beat down by one lead Clover. Benevolence got the final blow and a great bolo shot to help finish off Santana. And we continue with the back and forth. Unia, the only team to get 2 fight wins in a row here so far on Unity. I mean, the map is kind of named after them. They are Uni Academy playing on University, you know? You'd think they'd have a home field advantage. Graveyard's going to have a Kitsune Rush coming into this next fight. There's the run-in. Got to be careful. Okay. Misaki got absolutely destroyed with an overzealous overrun before. You can go headlong into this Kitsune Rush. Keep an eye on Ivory here. It's just so much damage coming out. And there's the OC. Jumping shot 5-1 leave. The Swifts are the... I was about to say Swift Step. Zero didn't Swift Step. Zero just disappeared. Just went flying across the map. Unia will get control. 99-99. One leave gets redirected, detoured off the objective. No touch. Oh, Kaori was on Artemis. Oh, that's where Kaori comes from. Well, was playing main support for Artemis. I mean, I know, like, I'm sure I seem like a giant idiot because that was on my stream. But you gotta realize I've done, I mean, this is like my 10th match this week. You know, I've done like 70 matches since then. I have it in notes. I actually do have that in notes. I just didn't have my notes in front of me. But at least I have that information down somewhere. I appreciate, seriously, I appreciate it, PSC. Well, we saw Santana able to kind of take control of high ground. They do lose Lich through that exchange. Defensive wall. Ivory able to find Mick. What a bait! Santana draws them all in. Ivory just kind of sets up on the flank, ready to go. Wall comes up. Santana turtles. Shot lands. Uni gets the cap. Benny very low. All right, InControl is able to fight back, kind of reclaim their spawn side hallway. That was just a bloodbath. I mean, Benny's still fighting here. He's gonna toss the pull shot and try to clutch this, lands in their own pull shot. Oh no! It was a huge Kitsune rush thrown in there from Uni Acad. They're able to get quite a few picks on the back of that. And then in the end, Benny finds 3. At least 2, contributed to a 3rd. All right, so InControl trying to go street side. Background touch. Everybody's kind of staying out of the range of that overrun. You can see King looking for it. Mick is low, though. Yeah, not going to be able to escape the wrath of Graveyard Ivory. Ivory's going to drop an OC, and the sound barrier is already in play. Oh, wow. High flying shot. 5 benevolence right at the rooftops. We're playing in traffic a little bit. It's getting late in this map. Got to try something. Dancing around the cars. Orbital throw it in. Eventually cut down. Back on the point. Benny's, I think, died before the 97%. Okay, we do get a touch. This Mick is in with the blade. Oh, God, regime so low. But could not get the final swipe in. Has to put the katana away. 100-0 at San Ace Center for UDA to close out map 1. I appreciate your understanding, Pacey. It's true. I do my best. I do my best. And University was super close, but we go into City Center, and that got very one-sided very fast. Nope, there it is. The Walker not finding near as much success there with so much high ground for the hazard to play around, so many different avenues. Life got a lot more difficult for Key and InControl in that second round. So it's a Circuit Royale pick and a Juno ban out of InControl. Try to swing it around here on map 2. Also, get a side swap, so I'm going to go ahead and do that for you at the bottom. Don't be alarmed. All right. Let's go look at some stats there from map 1. NEA really running away with it there towards the end. Graveyard Refuse Deaths at 2. You're looking at Ivory and Santana sharing elims. Ivory comes out with top damage in the lobby. It's a Mayban coming from NEA heading into map 2. Time for a little Circuit Royale. All right. So I can tell. You can tell I'm running tired tonight. You can tell I'm running tired tonight. Doing more thinking internally than externally. But hey, you know, I may be a little quieter than usual. That's okay. That's okay. Still trying to give you some quality camera. They don't. It was close hold from UniA. They didn't try to get too aggressive with it, so things didn't really start breaking out until we got to the second corner. We do see the Bab Zen here from InControl. So vulnerable to getting run over. If Santana wants to push, I mean, they do have a Bap Lucio on the other side. I feel like I've seen much Bap Lucio in recent memory. But could, you know, have the option to get aggressive if they really want to. I wouldn't expect that to happen until, you know, Santana gets an Annihilation built up or something like that. Speaking of getting aggressive, we do have an Ant Matrix in play here from Zuero. Oh, Santana had one of their own. So obviously the Discord's nice. I mean, it's basically an auto 20% off the health bar of whoever you're looking at. But Zen probably the most vulnerable hero in the game. That is going to be a defensive bowler shot. Throw it in first, trying to catch. I believe they were looking for Key with that. Doesn't look like either bowl shot was able to find connection. Let's check out this Flux from Key. That's got 3 in it, but good sound barrier will mitigate most of the damage. Ooh, Vic trying to get out of there. Does not make it out. Santana does at least claim that one with the Annihilation, but not able to get super aggressive on it, like, you know, not there as they might want to. There's a rush forward. That was an ant speed trying to run down Benny. But a good immortality. Some good retaliating fire comes out from Benny. Now Mick is going to pop an OC from this high ground. Immediately pops Ivory. You've got Lich in a bad spot. Takes him down with that final shot of the overclock. Actually, still got one loaded here in the chamber. Good OC from Mick. Is it enough to get the car over the lot? You do have the Ivory swap for the Symmetric Teleporter. Try to get a recontest. Lich pops an overclock of their own. Santana makes it down to find a kill on the Zuero just as they throw down their Ant Matrix. The rest of InControl seems to just kind of back away. Oh, the bolo shot just barely clips the top of the shield. That would have been good, too. It was on target with 2 bunched up. We need a touch? No, we do not get a touch. That's it, guys. Guys. The 9 of C's. Too important. Too important to have the match go out like that. Or at least the map. You need to give yourself an opportunity there. So pretty massive mistake. InControl leaves a very winnable map too here for UNA. Keep sticking with the signal on this defense. We're also getting the Baps in. Only change defensively will be Mick going into the Pharah. Many staying on the fray here. We do get Ivory matching that, but Lich is going to go into a hit scan. You know, you don't see Lich on hit scan very often. Didn't even really get a chance to talk about this. Yeah, that would have been lower bracket finals, yeah. Hey, it's on the YouTube. It's on the YouTube. I'll eventually... Ooh, that was an enormous... Yeah, that disruptor shot was so well placed. Everybody just kind of got stuck with low health bars out in the center of the straight. It was absolutely enormous disruptor shot. Initially, I thought it was going to connect with the adhesive, but they hadn't built up the any perks yet. But no needed. No perks needed. It's a one and done here on Uni Academy. Here on map 2 for UNA. And they have yet to give up a point today in 7 maps of play. Well, at least as far as winning maps. The Lich Soge. The Lich Soge, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Not something we get to see very often. All right, Runasapi pick from InControl. Yeah, I am just tired tonight, y'all. I'm so sorry. All right, we'll get locked in. We're going to bring some energy here on map 3. We're going to Runasapi. Anything can happen in Runasapi. I mean, UNA were up 2-0 against Young and Beautiful earlier. And they ended up going to 5 on that one. Yeah, I archive everything, Manny. Is there like, oh yeah, thank you. Oh, never mind. Never mind the sarcasm. Never mind the sarcasm. It's not so sarcasm so much as like paid chatter. But yeah, no, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Uni are looking super clean. It's hard to deny. It's hard to deny. Oh, I missed the ban. I missed the ban. I'm sorry. I was looking at chat. I missed the ban. Oh, well, I guess that kind of Juno's banned out again, so that does make it easy. I mean, InControl can't ban the Juno twice in a row. Nobody wants to play Juno tonight. We've got, you know, respectable agreement, honorable agreement to not play Juno tonight. Hazard ban comes in from InControl, and the Juno bans from Uni A. Quick look at some stats there from map 2 while we're waiting for everybody to get in lobby. Oh, it also means it's probably time for some pretties. Let's get you some pretties. I'll give you a little bit longer time on this one. Just give more people a chance to get involved. All right. Thank you, Copyright Free Music. Man, I don't know that I've ever seen a map with, like, so few deaths on both sides. Like, those are the weirdest stats I think I've ever seen. He has 8,000 damage on the SIG, but only 2 What? Okay, okay. Those are some weird stats, y'all. Hey, that's the past. Let's get into the present. Present being Runasapi, which I present to you now. We're sticking with the BAP Lucio. I feel like this is pretty unique to Uni A. I mean, you know, when Santana goes into the Orisa as opposed to the Ramatra, but very similar play style. Once again, Ivory picks up the Soj for the 3rd time today, so really favoring this Sojourn over the Freya. I mean, and, you know, has found good value with it. I can understand it's a little bit more consistent damage output when you get in some of these Brawl mirrors, some of these Orisa mirrors. Now, I mean, this first fight's been a little messy. I believe it's a 3v4 currently, favoring Uni A. You can see Reinforcements just now getting back in the fight here as Mick returns to take on Lich down low. Bottom of the hill. Fight for the flank goes to Lich, the blink melee. Backup shows up a little too late for One Leaf. One Leaf's going to try to finish off the 28 health. It does get it with the right click. Let's go check back in on the front line. And then it's going to be a Kitsune Rush tossed in from the Zuero's in control once this first fight definitively. Santana was just hiding around the corner. That is Benny with the ultimate throw it in. The bullet shot invested. Doesn't look like we caught anything. It was unclear if it got the stick. Santana chasing down Benevolence back in the corner. Meanwhile, let's clean it off of Well, clean it up, should I say, in the InControl backline. And so, I mean, InControl's Kitsune Rush fall a little flat, trying to get aggressive with that. It ends up being a really good disengage from Uni-A. They only have to stay a half step away. They're able to come right back in for another fight. Barry now throw it in. Bolster this duel. Making trouble, spinning in all directions. Lich is able to sneak in and find that kill. Here comes Key just running in. The most telegraphed Terra Surge I've ever seen. Oh, once again, off the point. Gonna give up the checkmark here. InControl, we're keeping it somewhat scrappy. I mean, Zeros are to pick up a trade in there. But, you know, Santana just dominates at the end of the day. All right, look at this. Let's look at this take here. Because I feel like it's InControl's turn to kind of try to push out into this courtyard. Uni-A are free to just sit back. There's another Kitsune Rush thrown in. First one was disengaged from beautifully. This one is as well, but it's like a 2-2-1 split. No, it's like a 3-1-1 split. Keep an eye on Santana. Santana's all alone up here at the top of the hill. He's giving chase. Here comes Ivory regrouping with an overclock in the pocket. All of InControl's gonna be real careful. Yeah, wanted to come through in that building and realize an OC would just chop through all of them simultaneously. Blade is out from Mick, but Santana's already grabbed a pair. Uni-A dominant through that fight. Once again, a perfect disengage, perfect slingshot counterpunch. This is the Uni-A that I'm surprised lost to Extinction Zero. Wow! Right on cue. Ivory hits a pixel perfect headshot onto Mickman. Benny will respond. That bolo shot hit square, but there's plenty of healing to go around. I'm guessing Graveyard's threw down a couple of right clicks and hits the regenerative burst. Even able to get a pick through that. But, you know what? Benny has been able to strike back. Zero keep up things interesting. Checking on Mick. It's a 1v2 on this poi. Uni are just kind of sneaking in as much meterage as they can. Oh, they get a punish here. That would be ideal. Lamp's forced out, but can't quite find the kill. Now, returning with a Terra Surge. We'll see if having to use that lamp so early in the fight comes back to bite Graveyard and Uni-A. But feels like InControl are kind of taking this a little slow. All right, there's the push up to the high ground. Lynch is able to win the duel on the side. There's no lamp just yet, but there was a sound barrier. Now the lamp comes out as they approach the corner. InControl looking a little disheveled. Zuero ate an energy jab, but is able to swift step out. Does get this Kitsune Rush into play. I mean, it is... Had to have that on the battlefield to try to make this work. Both DPS ults have been invested. You're able to catch Ivory with one of them. So it's kind of the bare minimum from InControl, but they do hit that bare minimum. Able to find an advantage in this one with those two DPS ults. It ends up costing them 4 ults in the end. Really 3. I guess Sound Barrier was invested in the previous fight. But still, had to do it. You had to do it if you're Uni-A. You're running into double DPS ults on from Uni-A. Excuse me. You had to do it if you were InControl. Now Uni-A have 2 DPS ults to respond with coming back into this next fight. Yeah, let me just let me just retcon that whole previous fuck up. Here comes one of them now. Big Colat shot went right through Key and hit whoever was behind him. I think that was Benny that took the second half of that shot. Lich moving to catch the rotation. Back through Street. Has a pulse and looked like it was kind of bunched up there for a moment. Could have been juicy. Back down low. Santana's controlling jump pad. Bullet shot thrown in from Benevolence to try to escape this middle section, but get yanked in by a Santana Terra Surge. A lot of damage thrown on to Key. And I don't see a lot of healing to go around. The rest of the team was just 2 beats behind. They're trying to move in to intercept us. They're now chasing the bot back towards their own spawn. Let's try the 180 pulse on the Lucio. Can't quite connect. It was close. It was darn close. Both sound barriers thrown in. Oh, that is a great Amatrix from Graveyard. Zinc Controller trying to back away. Not a whole lot of room. They do manage to find that right side cover. Mick looking for a response. Throws the pulse bomb onto the point. The rest of the team kind of regroups back to try to find the Tracer. Mick is able to move up to the side hallway. Ivory ends up winning out that duel, but here comes the reinforcements. Ivory jumps back down through the arches, but Key is there waiting for him. So InControl continue to fight, continue to make this interesting. They're not just rolling over and dying for sure, but have run out of time and have over 120 meters that they have to make up. Oh, okay, Curicle. And I assume that's referencing, you know, talking about the Lost Extinction Zero. Yeah, clearly, you know, I don't have access to all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Just call them like I see them. Whoa! Wouldn't see much of shit throwing the camera into the ground like that. But I will say, Curicle, that it does make more sense that it was some outside factor, or, I mean, you know, who knows? As opposed to just they got outplayed that day. We're at their best and just couldn't get it together that day. Sound barrier fight does at least, once again, keep InControl kind of neck and neck, but never really able to get an edge. Seems to be the story of the day. OT is still going. They're still fighting. Lich cleans up too. And we're actually going to get the full cap before the OT runs out. GG's, Unie. Close it out in a 3-0. Move up to 8-3 on the season with back-to-back match wins here tonight. So, big day for UDA. Oh, shoot, sorry. Some map 3 stats. Solid, clean. I gotta give play of the match to Lich just for the Soch. I don't know if I've ever seen, at least, you know, it's not something you see very often. I'm sure I have seen it before, but it's not something you see very often. Outstanding day all around. 30-5 there in that last match. The circuit was so weird. Yeah, you know, that's what I was thinking. Like, had to be up at crack of dawn for finals or for, you know, exams or something. There was something like that. I mean, that'll do it. Like, to where you just, or, you know, didn't get any sleep the night before, or, you know, somebody was sick. You know, I mean, there's no telling. There's no telling. I cast a match not too long ago, and it turned out after the match, that the Wrecking Ball player was playing with a broken thumb. Well, like it wasn't technically broken, but was in a cast and couldn't use it. And even their own team didn't know. And so, like, their players, like, reached out, like, DM me all excited and kind of like, what the hell? Like, we just found out that our Wrecking Ball player couldn't use their space bar throughout the entirety of the match. And it was, I was like, what? I mean, so you get some crazy external factors. These are very long seasons, and across the course of a very long season, stuff like that is absolutely going to happen. And yeah, you don't want to wait too much into these two losses, though I do admit are unexpected. That does give a little bit of an explanation for this one. Again, we kind of already can explain the very first match with a brand new back line, against a high synergy team. But you know what? This makes 5 in a row for UniA since that Extinction Zero loss. And against some great opponents. Against EDM, Yab and InControl in the mix. Obviously against Dragons as well. Even Dragons aren't, not too shabby either. I mean, those are 4 great wins in a row. But particularly taking dubs against, taking a dub against EDM, huge. Taking a dub against Yab, enormous. That's a big statement. And then, this win over InControl was big today, too. So, GG's all around. UniA are on track to hit the postseason with a full, sail of momentum.